Hello friends, welcome to English with Ridgely. இந்த வீடியோல இங்கிலீஷ் கிராமர் அண்ட் எக்ஸசைசஸ் 3 புக்ல உள்ள யூனிட் 6 Transitive and Intransitive Verbs பற்றி பார்க்கலாம். A verb is called transitive when it is followed by an object. The verbs in the following sentences are transitive and their objects are printed in italics. ஒரு வேர்பை ஆப்ஜெக்ட் ஃபாலோ பண்ணினா அந்த வேர்ப் ட்ரான்சிட்டிவ் வேர்ப்னு அழைக்கப்படும். எக்ஸாம்பிள், ஐ ஹாவ் லாஸ்ட் மை பென் அண்ட் ஐ கேனாட் ஃபைண்ட் இட். இந்த சென்டென்ஸை பார்த்தோம்னா லாஸ்ட்ன்றது ட்ரான்சிட்டிவ் வேர்ப், ஐ ஹாவ் லாஸ்ட் என்னதை தொலைத்தேன், மை பென். மை பென்ன்றது இந்த சென்டென்ஸோட ஆப்ஜெக்ட். அண்ட் ஐ கேனாட் ஃபைண்ட் இட் இந்த சென்டென்ஸை பார்க்கும்போது இட்ன்றது my penna குறிக்கும், I cannot find it. The servant stole some money but his master forgave him. அந்த சேவகன் சிறிதளவு பணத்தை திருடினான். இந்த சென்டென்ஸில் வர ஆப்ஜெக்ட் some money, இதுக்கான transitive verb stole. என்னத்தை திருடினான், சிறிதளவு பணத்தை. Have you finished your homework? No, I must answer 2 more questions. Transitive verb finished, object your homework. Mary has got a new pair of shoes and she's wearing them today. A verb is called intransitive when it has no object. Some verbs are intransitive. For example, those printed in italics in the following sentences. ஒரு வேர்ப்புக்கு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் இல்லாத சந்தர்ப்பத்தில் அந்த வேர்ப் இன்ட்ரான்சிட்டிவ் வேர்ப் என்று அழைக்கப்படும். ஆப்ஜெக்ட் வார வேர்ப் ட்ரான்சிட்டிவ் வேர்ப், ஆப்ஜெக்ட் இல்லாத வேர்ப் இன்ட்ரான்சிட்டிவ் வேர்ப். எக்ஸாம்பிள், he always lies on his bed after lunch for an hour. He lay on his bed and read the newspaper. The sick man has lain on his back in hospital for a month. Notice the 3 parts of this verb: lie, lay, lain. She is tired and her head is aching. The baby fell out of bed. The minister will arrive at 11 o'clock. Do you often go to the cinema? Many verbs are sometimes transitive and sometimes intransitive. As you can see from the following sentences, the objects of transitive verbs are printed in italics. Transitive verb: he burnt the letter. The farmer grows cotton. She sang a song. I began to write. Intransitive verb: the fire is burning brightly. Cotton grows in Egypt. The birds are singing. The lesson hasn't begun yet. In which of the following sentences are the verbs transitive and in which are they intransitive? Answer in this way. Jack's father smokes a pipe. In this sentence, the verb smokes is transitive because it is followed by the object a pipe. Jack's father smokes a pipe. இந்த சென்டென்ஸை பார்த்தோம்னா ஸ்மோக்ஸ் என்றது இதில் ஒரு transitive verb-ஆக இருக்குது. ஏன்னு சொன்னால் இது a pipe என்ற ஆப்ஜெக்டால் ஃபாலோ பண்ணப்படுது. Jim's father has never smoked in his life. In this sentence, the verb has smoked is intransitive because it has no object. இந்த ரெண்டாவது சென்டென்ஸில் பார்க்கும்போது இதில் வர intransitive verb has smoked. ஏன்னு சொன்னால் இதுக்கு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் இல்லை. I cut my finger with this sharp knife. இந்த சென்டென்ஸை பார்த்தோம்னா what I cut என்னத்தை வெட்டினேன், my finger. இதில் direct object வாரதுனால இது ஒரு transitive verb. You can't cut with a blunt knife. What you can't cut இதுக்கு direct object இல்லாததுனால இது intransitive verb என்று சொல்லுவோம். Jack plays football every Saturday afternoon. Jack என்ன விளையாடினான், ஃபுட்பால். இந்த சென்டென்ஸில் direct object வாரதுனால இது ஒரு transitive verb. Pupils mustn't play during the lesson. Pupil mustn't play, intransitive verb. Mr. Green has taught in this school for 20 years. இந்த சென்டென்ஸுக்கு direct object வராததுனால இது ஒரு intransitive verb. Mr. Green teaches English, history and geography. What Mr. Green teaches இந்த சென்டென்ஸுக்கு direct object வாரதுனால இதை transitive verb ன்னு சொல்லலாம். A deaf man can't hear. It is an intransitive verb. We heard the Prime Minister on the wireless last night. Transitive verb. He moved the chair to the corner of the room. It is a transitive verb. The car is not moving. Intransitive verb. An east wind is blowing. Intransitive verb. The policeman blew his whistle. Transitive verb. Only verbs which are transitive can have passive form. Transitive verbsக்கு மட்டும்தான் passive form இருக்கும். Let us first revive the passive tense and forms we have already learnt. All passive forms of the verbs are made in this way. Any tense or forms of the verb be plus past participle of other verb. Present tense passive. The bell is rung at the end of each lesson. Past tense passive. The window was broken yesterday. Future tense passive. The rooms will be swept tomorrow. Can and could. Letters can be sent by air. Letters could not be sent by air 100 years ago. Must and had to. The workmen must be paid today. The workmen had to be paid yesterday. We must now add the present perfect tense passive. I have never been bitten by a mad dog. The river has been frozen for a month. Why can only transitive verbs have a passive form? The reason will be clear if you study these active and passive sentences. எதனால transitive verbsக்கு மட்டும் passive form இருக்குன்றதை பார்க்கலாம். We sold the house in 1930. அவன் 1930 வீட்டை விற்றான். சிம்பிள் பாஸ்ட் டென்ஸில் இருக்குது. இதை passiveக்கு மாற்றும் போது இந்த சென்டென்ஸில் வர ஆப்ஜெக்ட் passiveல சப்ஜெக்டாக வரும். The house என்ற ஆப்ஜெக்ட் passiveஆக மாற்றும் போது சப்ஜெக்டாக வரும். The house இது சிம்பிள் பாஸ்ட் டென்ஸ், passiveக்கு மாற்றும் போது was என்ற ஹெல்பிங் verb வரும். The house was sold in a past participle sold. The house was sold in 1930. She sent the letter by air. இதில் வர object the letter. The letter was sent by air. The teacher has written the questions on the blackboard. Object the questions. The questions have been written on the blackboard. In the active sentences, the object of the transitive verbs sold, sent and has written are printed in italics. In the active sentence vara object sold, sent, has written italics la எழுதப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. These objects are the subjects also printed in italics of the passive form of verbs in the passive sentences. Passive sentence vara subject the house, the letters, the questions ஆகியனவும் italicல எழுதப்பட்டுள்ளது. We can say therefore that the subject of the passive form of a verb is the object of the same verb when it is used is an active sentence. All verbs in the active or the passive form have subjects. An intransitive verb has no object, so we cannot change it into passive form because it would then have no subject, which is impossible. Transitive verbுக்கு passive form இருக்கிறது போல intransitive verbுக்கு passive form கிடையாது. காரணம் intransitive formுக்கு object form இல்லாததன் காரணத்தினால அதுக்கு passive form இல்லை. The following are active sentences. Answer the questions after each with a passive sentence. The first question is answered for you. The policeman caught a thief last night. When was the thief caught? The thief was caught last night. Notice that the subject of a passive form was caught is the object of the passive form caught. Farmers in Canada grow a lot of wheat. Where is a lot of wheat grown? A lot of wheat is grown in Canada. The miser had his money under his bed. Where was the miser's money hidden? The miser's money was hidden under his bed. The teacher punished Tom and Bob yesterday. Who were punished yesterday? Tom and Bob were punished yesterday. We can see lions in the zoo. Where can lions be seen? Lions can be seen in the zoo. She will pay in the grocer at the end of this month. When will the grocer be paid? The grocer will be paid at the end of this month. You must write the date at the top of the page. Where must the date be written? The date must be written at the top of the page. The wind blew my hat into the sea. Where was my hat blown? My hat was blown into the sea. A thief has just stolen the rich woman's jewels. What have just been stolen? The rich woman's jewels have just been stolen by a thief. We wear warm clothes in winter. When are warm clothes worn? Warm clothes are worn in winter. The teacher sent Mary home. Who was sent home? Mary was sent home by the teacher. We shall finish this book this year. When will this book be finished? This book will be finished this year. The following are passive sentences. Complete the sentences which follows each and make it active. The first two sentences are completed for you. The donkey was beaten every day. The cruel farmer dash. The cruel farmer beat the donkey every day. This tree must be cut down tomorrow. The gardener dash. The gardener must cut down this tree tomorrow. Notice that the subject of the passive sentence are the objects. Passive sentences தந்திருக்கு. அந்த passive active மாற்றும் போது அதில் வர subject activeல object மாறும். Example, the donkey was beaten every day. The cruel farmer beat the donkey every day. Notice that the subject of the passive sentences are the objects of the active sentences. Notice also that the tense of the verbs is the same in the passive and active sentences. All the chocolate has been eaten. The greedy boy dash. The greedy boy has eaten all the chocolate. The bell will be rung at the end of each lesson. The teacher dash. The teacher will ring the bell at the end of each lesson. Arabic is spoken in the Middle East. Many people in the Middle East dash. Many people in the Middle East speak Arabic. Jack was woken up at 6 o'clock this morning. Jack's father dash. Jack's father woke up Jack at 6 o'clock this morning. A lot of oil has been found in the Middle East. The oil companies dash. The oil companies have found a lot of oil in the Middle East. Very heavy loads can be carried by elephants. Elephants dash. Elephants can carry very heavy loads. The murderer was sent to prison for life. The judge dash. The judge sent the murderer to prison for life. The sick girl was taken to the hospital. The sick girl's mother dash. The sick girl's mother took the sick girl to the hospital. This bad egg must be thrown away. The cook dash. The cook must throw away this bad egg. The news can be heard on the wireless at 8 o'clock. We dash. We can hear the news on the wireless at 8 o'clock. Thanks for watching.